Hey guys, so for this chat, it's kind of just a perspective talk. Mainly because of what I have been experiencing the last week or two. And it brought me back to one of the lessons from Clean Kitchen, turning failures into lessons. And it got me thinking about like when we have, frustrating things happen that are we didn't know we had control over. But in hindsight, we see that certain actions could have been taken to help, you know, have a different outcome. And of course, brought me back to that lesson that not all failures are actually failures. It's actually a way to learn how to not to do something. If you take what didn't work and then you find a better solution. And so, whether or not we have several, days of struggling, maybe it ended up being just a couple of minutes of frustration. I've had to use a lot of like self-talk that we talk about that is so important to help move past the moment of frustration. That is one of the, I guess, things that holds people back, is that we keep replaying whatever that frustration is and just harping on it, and it's keeping us in that past. It's keeping us from moving forward and just letting it go. So if you have a bad day, there's that saying that, did you really have a bad day, or was it just 5 minutes that was bad and you milked it the rest of the day? Obviously, we have control of how we move forward, how we react and adjust to frustrations. Easier said later in hindsight than done probably in the moment, because you really have to dig deep to essentially find that positivity. So I tend to try, what I do in those moments whenever I'm frustrated, whatever it is. It could be work, it could be disciplining your kids, or it could be you didn't eat what you were, planning on to eat, or what you thought you should eat, whatever the failure is. I like to write lists, and I call it the rainbows and stars list. And basically that idea came from another saying that I heard a while ago. It was, the saying, when it rains, it pours. Well, this was kind of a flip on it. It was like, when it rains, look for rainbows. And when it's dark, look for stars. And so I make a list of rainbows and stars of, okay, so I had this bad day, or I had this bad moment, or this situation. I look back on what was actually learned from that moment, or what is good of that day. So maybe I don't have the solution yet, but I can dissect the day, find those bright stars, find those rainbows, so I don't keep pulling myself down into that negative self-talk. And then, once I have that like physical list, it will reset my mood. Because when it's dark, it's really hard to find those stars if you're constantly thinking about the dark, if you're constantly thinking about the rain that's coming. So if you can, it's just like with your 5 whys, if you've done the Clean Kitchen Challenge, you understand the root of where you're coming from, the root reason that you're doing whatever. But then, that's a finite list to help keep you motivated. But the rainbows and stars list is a way to keep you steady in a storm, whatever it is. I'm talking, it could be something super simple, maybe something that doesn't mean anything to anybody else, or it could be something really serious. The rainbows and stars list is kind of what helps me. It may not fix my mood immediately, but it'll at least stop that cycle of negative talk, negative thoughts, for whatever reason I feel like I'm failing. So that's what I wanted to encourage you today to do, is to, if you are having a struggling moment, whether it's 5 minutes or an entire week, and you just want to kick it, you want to kick those thoughts out, try listing out what you did learn and the positives that it's going to make in your next couple of days. So I hope that helps and offered some encouragement today. So I guess I will see y'all next week for next week's Coaches Chat. Bye-bye.